The courtroom cameras captured the exact second Victoria Ashford Sterling made the biggest mistake of her life. Dressed in designer labels and covered in diamonds, the millionaire's wife stood in front of Judge Judy with complete confidence and said the words that would destroy her entire case. "Your Honor, you clearly don't understand how business works at my level." The silence inside the courtroom was instant, but what Victoria didn't realize was that Judge Judy had already reviewed years of court records exposing a shocking pattern of lies, wage theft, and exploitation hidden behind expensive jewelry and luxury lifestyles. What followed became one of the most replayed courtroom moments ever aired on television. The case itself seemed simple at first. Emma Rodriguez, a hardworking 52-year-old housekeeper, was suing Victoria for $8,500 in unpaid wages after working in her mansion for nearly 2 years. But from the moment Victoria walked into the courtroom, everyone could tell she believed she was above the entire process. She entered carrying a luxury handbag worth more than most people's monthly salary, barely acknowledging the courtroom staff as she sat down. Every movement, every expression, every eye roll screamed arrogance. Across from her sat Emma Rodriguez in a simple cleaning uniform, holding a worn binder filled with photographs, schedules, text messages, and records documenting 2 years of work inside Victoria's mansion. Emma had spent decades cleaning houses to support her family and help her daughter attend college. She wasn't asking for sympathy. She simply wanted the money she earned. Judge Judy calmly asked Victoria whether Emma had worked for her. Instead of giving a direct answer, Victoria immediately became dismissive. She claimed she owned multiple properties and employed many workers throughout the year, saying it was impossible for her to remember every cleaning lady who passed through her homes. Judge Judy immediately noticed the attitude. Emma then presented photographs of herself cleaning specific rooms inside Victoria's mansion, along with text messages giving detailed instructions about the house, dinner parties, furniture care, and schedules. The evidence was strong, but Victoria laughed. She mocked the idea that someone at Judge Judy's level could understand how wealthy households operated. She insisted sophisticated people handled staff differently and suggested the evidence meant nothing. That was the moment the atmosphere changed completely. Judge Judy removed her glasses slowly and stared directly at Victoria. "Try me," she said coldly. Still, Victoria didn't understand the danger she was in. She continued acting superior, insisting that if Emma truly worked for her, there would be contracts, tax records, and official paperwork. Emma then revealed Victoria paid her almost entirely in cash after the first month, specifically to avoid paperwork and taxes. Instead of denying it carefully, Victoria made an even bigger mistake. She arrogantly explained that wealthy people often used sophisticated financial planning, and that Judge Judy probably didn't understand how these arrangements worked. The courtroom went silent. Even Victoria's lawyer looked nervous. Judge Judy calmly asked, "So you're admitting you paid employees in cash to avoid reporting it to the IRS?" Victoria instantly realized she had trapped herself, but it was too late. Then Judge Judy asked Victoria directly under oath whether Emma had ever worked for her personally. Confidently, Victoria denied everything. She claimed Emma was lying and trying to scam her for money. That's when Judge Judy reached beneath her bench and pulled out a massive manila folder packed with public records. The entire courtroom froze. Judge Judy explained she had researched Victoria before the hearing began and discovered multiple previous lawsuits filed by other housekeepers accusing her of the exact same behavior. One woman claimed Victoria hired her, paid cash for months, then suddenly stopped paying entirely. Another case described identical accusations of wage theft and off-the-books employment. Each case ended with quiet settlements. Each victim was an immigrant woman working in Victoria's homes, and each case followed the same exact pattern. Victoria's confidence completely disappeared. Her hands began shaking as Judge Judy continued exposing case after case, settlement after settlement. Then came the most devastating revelation. One of the previous victims was Emma's own cousin, who had warned her not to work for Victoria because she was known for exploiting immigrant workers and refusing to pay them properly. The courtroom sat in stunned silence while Judge Judy described Victoria's actions as a deliberate pattern of exploitation. "You hire vulnerable women," Judge Judy said coldly. "You pay them cash, avoid taxes, stop paying them, then hide behind lawyers and money when they demand what they earned." Victoria finally broke down crying. Mascara streamed down her face as she desperately tried blaming the workers, claiming they wanted cash payments themselves. Judge Judy showed no sympathy. "So now the hardworking women cleaning your toilets are the criminals," she snapped. Emma sat quietly, crying tears of relief as years of intimidation finally collapsed in front of everyone. Judge Judy then read official findings from a Department of Labor investigation accusing Victoria of systematic wage theft and deliberate exploitation of domestic workers. By this point, Victoria looked completely destroyed. The millionaire socialite who entered the courtroom acting untouchable now sat sobbing in humiliation. Desperate, she suddenly offered to settle immediately and pay Emma double or triple the amount owed if the case could just disappear. Judge Judy laughed sharply. "Now you want to settle?" After calling her a liar and insulting this court, then came the ruling. Judge Judy awarded Emma the full $8,500 in unpaid wages plus another $8. $500 in punitive damages for Victoria's conduct and dishonesty, under oath $17,000 total, but Judge Judy wasn't done. She announced the case would also be referred to the IRS and the Department of Labor for investigation into years of possible tax fraud and wage theft involving multiple employees. The courtroom exploded into whispers. Victoria collapsed into her chair, completely broken. Meanwhile, Emma stood proudly, finally feeling vindicated after years of being treated like she didn't matter. Judge Judy looked at Emma respectfully and praised her for documenting everything carefully and refusing to be intimidated by wealth or status. Then she turned back to Victoria for one final statement. "You had every advantage in life," Judge Judy said coldly, "and you used those advantages to exploit people who had none." The millionaire's wife walked into court believing money and arrogance would protect her. Instead, Judge Judy exposed every lie sitting inside one manila folder.